Hello again, St. Michael's family. Monsignor Tim Shagru here on Wednesday, November 25th. First, to wish you a blessed Thanksgiving Day in my own name and on behalf of Father Sebastian, who is very much improved and will be back offering Mass this coming weekend. We both are extremely grateful for the prayers and good wishes that have been sent or phoned in, and for the meals that have been provided for us during our time in quarantine. We deeply appreciate your thoughtfulness and all the good eats. Second, I want to repeat the announcement I made Sunday, indicating that in-person attendance at Mass has resumed. You are welcome to offer Mass with us tomorrow, Thanksgiving Day, at 9 a.m. The Mass will be live streamed. And this weekend, Masses will again be offered on Saturday at 5:30 p.m. and on Sunday at 7:30 and 9:30 a.m. and 12 noon. The 9:30 Mass will continue to be live streamed each Sunday. We very much regret having to suspend in-person participation for the 2 weeks of our quarantine. We look forward to seeing you back in church when you feel comfortable doing so. The church is sanitized after services. Father Sebastian and I have both tested negative for the virus now, and all the recommended precautions are in place. Face masks are required, as are social distancing and hand sanitizing. We are keenly aware of the rising number of infections in our state, and we're committed to doing what must be done to protect ourselves and each other. We remind you that the Sunday Mass obligation continues to be suspended by Cardinal Tobin, and we urge everyone, especially those who are more vulnerable, to be very prudent about the decision of coming back. I personally want to thank all who have returned to in-person attendance for your cooperation with the recommended precautions. I cannot fail to mention the remarkable consistency of so many who have maintained financial support for the parish through e-giving or by sending in or dropping off weekly envelopes. We're receiving over 80% of our budget's hoped for revenue, and that is vital in keeping St. Michael's afloat. I would encourage you to view, if you have not done so, the video of the Cranford Clergy Council's Interfaith Thanksgiving service, which was hosted here at St. Michael's this past Monday evening. It can be seen on our website and Facebook page, and I understand it is being broadcast by TV 35 as well. A wonderful feature of the service was the recognition of Mrs. Kathy Willis, one of our own at St. Michael's, who recently retired from having directed Cranford Family Care for nearly 25 years after serving it as a volunteer for many years before that. Kathy represents the spirit of giving that we celebrate at this time of the year, and she has motivated, organized, and inspired the response of the entire Cranford community to the very real needs that exist among our residents. Also notable at the service was the reflection by Pastor Lee Gillis of First Presbyterian Church. I would like to summarize her remarks about how to answer the question, what do we have to be thankful for, given the terribly difficult year we've had in our country and indeed throughout the world. She shared a story about a Jewish man who grew up in France. As a boy, he had been sent with his family to the Nazi concentration camp at Auschwitz. He survived the Holocaust. Asked later in his life how he felt when hearing a person with a German accent, the man recalled being sustained during the long trip to the camp in a packed cattle car, sustained by the items of food that ordinary Germans had surreptitiously passed through the slats of the cattle car under cover of night when the train was stopped. He said that their generosity had kept him alive. And now, when hearing people with a German accent, he would smile at them, wondering if they could be descendants of those anonymous Germans who risked their own lives to provide food for those trapped in the horrors of the Nazi program of extermination. Pastor Gillis then listed 5 reasons to be thankful this year. First, for God's steadfast love in all our circumstances. Second, that our confinement is nothing like the confinement experienced by that young Jewish boy. Rather, we confine ourselves out of consideration for each other. And we're grateful to those who, like first responders and medical professionals, have been confined in an untiring and relentless battle for the welfare of others. And we can be grateful to for the many random acts of kindness we've experienced from those who understand that we are privileged to be God's hands and ears and voice in responding to others in trouble. Third, we can be grateful for all the saints or holy ones we have lost, loved ones, especially due to the pandemic. Grateful for the blessings they were and in memory continue to be in our lives. Fourth, we can be grateful for the technology that has allowed us to communicate and stay in touch despite restrictions on movement and close physical contact. And here I would acknowledge our own tech team at St. Michael's for helping us to be present to you virtually. Fifth, we can be grateful for the prospect of having vaccines available sooner rather than later. I'm grateful as well to the researchers who have labored long and hard, and to the volunteers in clinical trials who have moved the effort forward. Indeed, we can be grateful to God for the gift we have in each other, and we can be grateful for the many acts of patience and cooperation among ourselves that have made this long and stressful time more bearable. As we observe this very different Thanksgiving Day, separated physically perhaps, but certainly aware of one another and of our obligation to find alternate ways of being present to one another, let us be united in the spirit of gratitude for the abundant blessings that surround us, despite the deprivations and burdens of our current reality. Know that you are in my prayers as I give thanks for you. Stay safe, everyone, and God bless you.